Imagine you've got a bucket and every good thing poured into it just leaks right out the bottom. Why? Because you drilled a hole labelled suffering is worthiness. You think unless it hurts, it doesn't count. It's like saying the only real water is the stuff spilling on the ground. Science calls this negative reinforcement bias. Your nervous system literally wires itself to crave the struggle, because that's where you've been cashing in your worthiness tokens. But here's the sleight of mouth shift. What if plugging in the hole, allowing yourself joy, ease, success without struggle, isn't weakness, but efficiency? Like building a rocket, you didn't make it heavier to prove it's real. You make it lighter so it can fly. A blacksmith works his hands raw, hammering iron day after day, proud of his calluses. He tells his son, "This pain makes me a man." The son watches, then one day invents a pulley system that saves hours of back-breaking labour. The father calls him lazy until he notices the forge produces 3 times the work with half the exhaustion. The moral: pain is sometimes proof of ignorance, not worthiness. The son wasn't weaker, he was wiser. You ever see someone wearing suffering like jewellery? Like they're dragging chains, just to say, "Look how heavy my chains are. I must be important." That's the martyr loop, the twisted crown of thorns. But think about it. If life were a game, would the highest scorer be the one who lost the most hit points? Fuck no. The winner is the one who leveled up, who used resources wisely, who actually enjoyed the quest. Your brain's reward system runs on dopamine. If you pair pain with reward, your system literally learns to chase pain. That's the masochistic programming. Break it and the brain rewires. Neuroplasticity kicks in. Dopamine starts firing, not at suffering, but at ease, mastery, contribution, joy. That's not hippie nonsense. It's literal biology. When you enjoy a hot shower, you don't suffer through ice baths to earn it. You let the warmth soak in. When you pet a dog, you don't need to bleed first to deserve affection. When you solve a problem quickly, you don't apologise for being efficient. You smile. See, you already know how to receive ease. You just don't notice it because your suffering radar is tuned louder. Now project it out. If you keep the martyr loop running, your future looks like burnout, resentment, disease, being the saint everyone praises after you're dead, but no one helped while alive. Your kids learn that love equals exhaustion. Your friends learn that success equals sacrifice. That's karma, not mystical, but literal generational programming. But if you drop the loop, then every choice teaches those around you. Joy is strength, ease is intelligence, worthiness is intrinsic. That's a ripple effect that rewires not just you, but the whole tribe. Suffering isn't worthiness, it's wasted energy. Worthiness is being alive. Do babies suffer to be loved? No. They exist, they breathe, and instantly they're worthy. What is the purpose of worthiness? To live fully. Does suffering maximize life or minimize it? Making suffering your metric. It's like grading art by how much paint spilled on the floor instead of what's on the canvas. You don't suffer because you're worthy. You're worthy even when you suffer, which means suffering is irrelevant. And right now, as you hear this, you can notice how the old loop dissolves like smoke, because deep down, you already knew it was bullshit. You can feel your nervous system wiring a new loop. I'm worthy because I exist. Ease is intelligence. Joy is fuel. Suffering may happen, but it's not the currency of my value. Think of life as a garden. The martyr loop is a weed, ugly, thorny, stealing nutrients from the soil. For years you believed the weed made your garden noble, but now you realize pull the weed and the flowers bloom brighter. It's not the weed made the garden worthy. It was worthy all along. So here's the divine smack of truth. If you keep clinging to suffering as proof of worth, you'll live like a fucking martyr, burnt, bitter, exhausted, a candle melted down to nothing. But if you dare to drop that crown of thorns, to let ease and joy be your compass, then you'll rise. Not as a martyr, but as a creator, a leader, a lighthouse. And that shift, that's the difference between dying for your worth and living because of it.